Definitely take every day for what it is and find ways to get better throughout everything. That's pretty much my main focus right now.
Fantastic day out here at Browns training camp. Bernie Kosar here, honored to be with Shedeur Sanders.
You feel like it's just something I internally just feel like doing. So at this point in life, I don't think I would fake anything, you know, because there's no need, there's no reason to. So
wow, it's beautiful.
Everything is just genuinely how I am.
The stage is set, and Shedeur Sanders is walking straight into the fire, not with hesitation, but with purpose. The noise is loud, the spotlight is blinding, but Shedeur, he's unfazed. The Cleveland Browns are watching closely, and all signs point to one thing. They see their future in him, their next franchise quarterback. And Shadur, he's not shying away from that weight. He's welcoming it. In a powerful sit-down with Cleveland legend Bernie Kosar, Shadur pulled back the curtain on what drives him. No hype, no distractions, just the mindset of a man who knows where he's headed. "My everyday focus is to get better," he said. "There's nothing else that phases me from that." No bravado, just belief in himself, at work, and in the moment that's coming. Shedeur Sanders isn't chasing the spotlight, he's becoming the reason it shines.
What do you attribute that type of success to?
I just like pressure. I like situations like that. That stuff doesn't really faze me. That's normal to me, you know. So life, of course, is gonna bring you different problems, and you're gonna be faced with different things. So there's always gonna be pressure on you. So I just get comfortable in those situations.
In his conversation with Bernie Kosar, Shedeur Sanders revealed a mindset forged under pressure. He doesn't see it as something to fear. Whether it's in the middle of a rep or navigating life's tougher moments, pressure is where he operates best. Challenges don't catch him off guard. When things get difficult, Shedeur doesn't panic, he adapts. Finding a way forward has become second nature, and with each test, he's sharpening that instinct. Day by day, he's becoming more composed, more calculated, and more dangerous, not just as a quarterback, but as a competitor built for any moment. And Shadur was absolutely right, because it didn't take long for his mindset to show up in action. He didn't just talk about handling pressure, he proved it. Shedeur Sanders started the play with caution and control, fully locked in, because this was one of those pressure moments he thrives in. The defense was closing in, the clock was ticking, and everything around him was speeding up. But Shadur didn't. As soon as he received the ball, his eyes scanned the left side of the field. The read wasn't there, but he didn't force it. He felt the pressure, adjusted with calm precision, and slid to his right. Just enough to breathe, just enough to stay in command. Most quarterbacks might have rushed the throw or checked it down, but Shadur isn't like most quarterbacks. He held firm, eyes downfield, body balanced, completely at ease in the chaos. Then it happened. A sliver of space began to open on the far side. Under pressure, with the pocket collapsing behind him, he didn't flinch. He trusted his instincts, trusted his receiver, and let it rip. The ball cut through tight coverage with perfect touch.
Spooky out here in these streets for people. It ain't too much you can deflect with this one. Men lie, women lie, but these numbers and these highlights don't.
For Shedeur Sanders, it's not just about touchdowns. It goes deeper than that. In his own words and in his approach, he made one thing clear. What he truly loves most is the process. It's the control, the decision-making, the mental chess that happens before the ball even leaves his hand. Shadur takes pride in keeping the ball safe, in making smart choices, and in reading the field with precision. He's not chasing the flashy play, he's focused on command. That begins in the huddle, where he's already processing the coverage, anticipating the defense, and planning exactly where the ball needs to go. That's what excites him most. Not just the throw, but the steps that lead to it. The mental discipline, the quick reads, the ability to stay in rhythm while staying in control.
Yeah, that's kind of, you just got to know everything that y'all good at as a team and that y'all not good at. So my main thing throughout my college career is trying to find better ways to get the ball in my hands quickly, speed up my process with decision making and everything. So that's kind of what it boils down to.
Even Bernie Kosar, who had started the conversation just asking questions, couldn't hold back his admiration by the end of it. As someone who knows exactly what it takes to succeed in Cleveland, Bernie didn't just nod along. He took a moment to lay it all out. He spoke about Shedeur's footwork, how every movement is calculated, adjusted, refined. He pointed to the precision of his throws, the way the ball leaves his hand with purpose and lands exactly where it needs to be. But it wasn't just the physical talent that impressed Bernie, it was the composure, the poise, the discipline. For Bernie, it wasn't a new fascination. He'd been a fan of Shedeur since his college days, when the spotlight started to follow him and Shedeur never blinked. Now, watching him up close at training camp, those early impressions had only grown stronger.
And when you have guys this close, like I am to you, and you're going to get run over and stuff, your ability to keep your eyes downfield, to keep it down, and to stay calm with your feet and hips, and execute that throw, not just to the camera, but executing those throws downfield. The accuracy and kind of calmness that you're able to have in that intermediate downfield is super impressive.
But even with that kind of praise coming from a Cleveland legend like Bernie Kosar, Shedeur Sanders didn't let it shake his focus, not even for a moment. He didn't light up. He didn't take a victory lap. Instead, he stayed grounded, just like he always does. For Shedeur, the compliments are appreciated, but they don't define him. What matters most is the work, the daily grind, the small wins, the constant pursuit of progress. He made it clear that every day his goal is simple. Find the good in everything. Learn from every rep, every meeting, every mistake. That's not something to show off. That's just the standard he holds himself to. When the conversation turned to how Shedeur Sanders carries himself off the field, in the community, with fans, and in everyday moments where no one's watching, the answer was as honest as it was simple. There's no performance, no calculated image. Shedeur made it clear. He's just trying to be human.
Just being a normal human. I don't think anything is hard when it comes to that. You know, you feel like it's just something I internally just feel like doing.
For him, showing love to fans, taking time for people, and doing right by those around him isn't some obligation. It's natural. It's not difficult, not forced, and certainly not for the camera. At this stage in his career, he doesn't need to play a role or pretend to be someone he's not. The drive comes from within. It's an internal push. The same force that fuels his work ethic on the field, that compels him to give back, stay grounded, and stay real. At that point, Bernie Kosar stepped in again, not just as a former quarterback, but as someone who's watched leadership evolve over decades. And what he saw in Shedeur Sanders left a real impression. Bernie acknowledged that Shedeur's impact goes far beyond the field. He highlighted the way Shedeur is helping to shape something deeper in the next generation, building self-confidence and self-esteem in young people who look up to him, not just as an athlete, but as a person. Whether it's fans in the stands or teammates in the locker room, Bernie pointed out that Shedeur's influence is undeniable. He carries himself with a sense of responsibility, not for attention, but for purpose. And Bernie didn't hold back in saying how much he respects that. And it's not just Bernie Kosar saying it. Across Cleveland, people are starting to see it for themselves. The way Shedeur Sanders carries himself is earning real respect from fans, from teammates, and from those who've been around the game long enough to know what matters. Nathan Zagura, senior reporter in Cleveland and a voice that carries weight around the organization, spoke openly about the narrative surrounding Shedeur. People are trying to discredit him, calling it a circus, but there's no circus here, Zagura said. To him, what Shedeur brings to Cleveland isn't hype or noise, it's discipline. It's the focus. It's football. Day in and day out, Shedeur shows up, puts in the work, competes with a quiet edge, and walks off without needing the spotlight. No distractions, no theatrics. Just a young quarterback determined to earn everything with his game and his grit.
Him out in front, and it was a perfect ball from Shedeur. So yeah, I've been very, very impressed with him. And all people saying, "Oh, it's going to be a circus. It's going to be a circus." It's absolutely nothing. He comes in, he works really hard, and he's done a great job.
Shedeur Sanders is proving that leadership isn't just about making plays, it's about how you carry yourself when no one's watching. On the field, he's poised under pressure, focused on precision, and committed to constant growth. Every rep, every throw, and every adjustment reflects a quarterback who's not only chasing a roster spot, but setting a standard. He's not trying to be flashy, he's trying to be great, and he's doing it the right way. Off the field, Shedeur's influence is just as powerful. Whether it's taking time for fans, inspiring young people, or showing humility in the face of praise, he stays grounded. He's not putting on a show for the cameras. What people see is real. A young man driven by an internal standard, not external validation. In a world that often rewards noise, Shedeur is letting his character and work ethic speak louder. And whether he's leading a drive or walking out of the facility, he's doing it with calm, class, and purpose. Cleveland is watching, and they like what they see. What do you think of Shedeur Sanders and the way he's handling everything, both on and off the field? Do you see him as the next franchise quarterback for the Browns? Does his calm under pressure and quiet leadership style impress you? How do you feel about the way he stays grounded despite the growing spotlight? Is his approach something Cleveland needs right now? Let us know in the comments, because this story is just getting started, and your voice matters in the conversation.